who make the strings.
Damn, David. Are you thirsty or what?
For what?
You like a little cow?
Is that
It's
a
like,
cow?
that's like some udders. Dave's little udders. Sorry guys, we're at the shop today, like always. But we're thinking about starting some body work on this. What'd you do now? I guess that's how you make. That's how you make it. Oh wow. Oh, that's good. That's nice, Dave. You just ruined your glove. But so we're gonna go ahead and pull this guy in, the BMW, and the issue we're having is, well, we need to figure out what we're gonna do with bodywork wise. We don't know how crazy we want to get. So if you look down the side, I don't know if it'll pick it up. But there's some little dents and dings and stuff like that. Little thing in the fender. It looks like a little dent right there. But so before we start bodywork on it, we actually need to make sure that the dang thing runs right. And so it's been sitting outside for 4-6 months, something like that, basically since the last drift event. So we're gonna pull it inside because it has a little bit of a misfire, and we're gonna try to diagnose that. I have a little bit of an idea, but Dave's gonna we're gonna see what she sounds like. Check the codes, you know, because it's some German engineering. We need to check these codes. Cylinder 2 misfire, cylinder 6 misfire, cylinder 3 misfire. Alright, so now so as you guys know, the BMWs, the valve covers, sometimes the valve covers can leak into the cylinders right there and basically get oil around some of the coils, and it'll cause them to not fire. So we're going to go ahead and pull off these coils and see if there's any oil down in those cylinders causing it not to spark. Alright, so we're trying out this little bitty Milwaukee. This is their stubby guy, and it's a little fuel brushless with the M12 battery. So it's real lightweight and it's nice and compact, but it has like 250 foot-pounds of breakaway torque. And it has these little settings you could adjust up here on the top. So you could do like number 1 if you're like tightening down like some cam caps and you just want to like basically snug them. You go 3 and you do like full chooch. So we're gonna go ahead and pull these little covers off and see what's inside. Hopefully they're just full of oil and all we have to do is replace this valve cover gasket. And what the weird thing was, it runs like great when it's cold, and then when it warms up, it you know, then it starts running kind of crappy. But I mean, I've had this thing at multiple drift events, 2 drift days at least, and beating the snow. Oh, look at that! Get a shot of that, David. Oh wow. That's nice and watery. All of them are like that.
Nice.
Why? Why do you think that is?
I don't know. Let's pressure wash and find out.
Well, we didn't pressure wash the engine, but it started running like this the other day when it was cold. It was like fine when it was cold. Look at that. All of them are freaking like that.
I mean, it did rain for like a month straight.
I mean, I guess there's this, and I didn't have the coil cover on it, like the actual official thing that goes on top of that.
I just don't know how water could run from that little vent onto the valve cover. Because there's like that big scoop.
Yeah. This thing right here is essential.
Yeah, no, my one's broken. I need to get a new one.
The new one, yeah. This thing is like a 6-liter like Power Stroke mechanics, like dream, especially for like the valve cover bolts and the injector cover bolt. Well, I mean, even when I did my 7.3.
Or the 6.7, the EGR cooler.
EGR. Look at that. How did water get all the way back there?
What is that little white stuff?
I don't know. I mean,
how full are they?
Look down in these cylinders.
Oh, I mean, yeah, they're definitely pretty.
That's pretty full. Get in there, Dave. Get in there. Look at that.
You got a lake in there.
Pretty much.
Go swimming.
I mean, maybe we should put new seals on it.
Maybe. Well, we could try.
Yeah, let's blow them out.
Well, don't stand on that side. Hold on. Let's see if I can zoom in that far. All right, go.
Just come over here.
Go. Woo! Oh man. Gonna run like a brand new car.
See what she does. Should we go for a drive?
This?
Yeah. You've never even been for a ride in it, have you?
Yeah, I have.
But I might.
No.
Where?
Just around the parking lot.
Well, you want to go for a ride?
I guess. I guess, man.
When I drove it down the street earlier, it was like, as soon as you like ease into throttle, go like, huh. Look at that nice clean pull. So I think now we need to go get a battery for it, and then I guess probably start some body work. I don't know.
Prepping the BMW for paint, pretty much just pulling everything off of it, that the lights, the bumper, we're going to get a different bumper for it, and the mirrors, pretty much anything that's not going to be a color is going to be removed. The trim down there, we're going to get new trim. These lights right here, I've already removed the headlights, front bumper, those need to be painted. Those are the little trim pieces under the lights, but going to have new headlights. I found a little wasp nest. Good thing there wasn't any wasps though. Also, getting a new fender for that side because it has a little ding in it. But really, all that's left to remove are the door handles. I did all the back stuff back here. Remove the emblem, the lights, the little third, or not the third, but the light for the license plate And this thing up here, that little antenna, Trevor's gonna have to get a new one of those. But other than that, other than the mirrors and everything, this one has screws in it, so I'll have to get a new mirror. It's almost ready to start the body work. So it should go pretty quick, and see what color it's gonna be.
So David is sanding the roof right now with some 80 grit. It's had a little skim of filler before, so we gotta get some tooth into it, take all that other stuff off, so we can put a nice skim of our own. Right here down to the side, we have a couple little dents, decent sized ones in the quarter. Overall, this quarter's not bad though. Kind of going down this, there's a ton of little door dings and stuff. So basically what we're gonna do is kind of knock this down, get some really good tooth in it. So I'm using this, this is 40 grit on the buffer, and we're gonna kind of get that. This is really nice too, so that way we could hit it with kind of our own skim of filler. A little bit of stuff right here, and I guess that's about it. Just start freaking attacking it. The plan is I wanna get a good skim on these doors tonight, quarters. I guess take it from there. So we'll see how far we get. Right now I'm kind of blocking this trunk a little bit, just the top of it with 80 grit, and kind of what that's doing is kind of showing me some high and low spots. You can see there's a little high spot right there because that's bare metal, and you can see that's a low spot right there because that's just bare, or you know, shiny paint, somewhat shiny paint. So there's a couple little things on here, not terrible, but then basically what I'll do is I'll go back and I'll kind of circle the inside of that with some 36, so that way it has some nice tooth to bite into on the bottom of that. And then it'll kind of feather out on top of this 80, and it'll still have enough tooth to kind of stay there. Over here on this quarter panel, I kind of pulled a little bit of that with the stud gun, kind of pulling those two dents out. Those were the two major ones on this panel. And then right here, I studded that out. There's a little crease right here. And there's a couple little guys kind of throughout here. And I basically 40 gritted those on the thing, and then kind of blocked it with the 80 grit, so that way in most cases you can kind of see the 40 grit like swirl scratch as I'm blocking over it with the 80, and you kind of tell like a low spot. I probably should have just blocked the whole thing with 80 and kind of marked the low spots, but yeah. And we have a new fender coming, so I'm probably not going to mess with that one. Maybe we should. I don't know. Then we could actually get some things done. Dave was doing some stuff on the roof, clearing out. There were some cracks in the filler that was previously there. So I think what I'm going to try to do now is wipe this down on this side and kind of get a skim on most of these pieces and kind of see where we're at. So this is pretty much where we left the car last night, and you can see sanded down the hood, the roof, got some little bit of a skim over here, started blocking the doors, the quarter, was getting ready to do some stuff on the trunk. I was working on this side. David was working on the roof and this kind of side and doing some things. But there was a here comes the issue and kind of why we've been you know, trying to figure out essentially what to do today. So we've pretty much wasted a day today brainstorming, looking at other cars, because we're not sure if we want to actually use this as a giveaway car as per the official rules, so we can basically substitute a prize for equal or greater value. So the reason I would want to substitute this thing is basically there was a little chip right here in some previous body filler that we found, and we just started digging and digging and digging and digging, and it literally got a big, I mean, this whole thing was just filler right here all the way down here, literally, I don't know, probably about ½ an inch thick in some spots. But you could see it's filler up here, all that stuff. We basically V'd out the cracks. As you can see, I already put a skim over it, and the reason I did that is because I was like, what are we going to do with this car? Like, if I don't, at least just for like funnies, put a skim on here, like, what are we going to do with this car? Like, you know, like, I'm never going to paint it again. Like, it's just going to get pushed outside. We're going to do another, like, get another car, like, thrash on the build, and then, like, what is this thing going to do? So I was like, all right, for funnies, let's see how it turned out. So that's how it turned out. Honestly, really decent. I mean, I'm not proud of that, but I mean, I'm almost proud of that, just because, you know, I'm Trevor the sculptor, I guess. But anyhow, there's a couple little low spots. Needs another skim. This was the second skim, but it turned out decent. But the other issue is the roof. The roof has already had you know, a pretty decent skim and you know, some low spots and stuff on it. So basically, we would have to kind of go and redo that. You know, there's some spots where it was cracking, so we'd pretty much have to kind of grind it all down, kind of start from scratch. The sunroof is kind of doing some weird stuff, you know, popping and grinding it, and you know, I'm kind of thinking that's kind of due to maybe some issues with the roof. I ordered a window regulator, but the other issue is the interior. I mean, the interior on this thing isn't the greatest. You know, the carpet's dirty, the door panels are dirty. You know, it's got little wear and tear and stuff kind of all over it. Little marks of, you know, I guess a 200,000 mile, you know, almost 20-year-old BMW. So, I mean, this side of the car is not bad. Little dings and things like that. I mean, I'm perfectly fine with filling stuff like this and that. You know, and even stuff like this. But that, I mean, that's just a lot. But I mean, the carpet in here is pretty dirty. You can see way over there on the floor, it's kind of dirty. The back seat's kind of dirty. You know, I don't know. I mean, it's, I guess the issue with it for me is I'm just kind of a perfectionist. If you guys seen the, you know, all the paint and paint videos with the Supra, it's just hard for me to kind of let things go. And it's honestly hard for me to kind of be proud of this car and like giving it away. If you guys seen the last S14, the thing was immaculate. You know, it had some issues with the interior when we got it. It basically didn't have an interior. So what we ended up doing, like, you know, right before the end of the giveaways, we ended up traded some LS1 parts, and I got a whole nother car. And just to take out the last like couple little pieces that were like to make the interior 100% on that car. And I feel like that's almost what's going to happen with this. And at that point, it's like literally we could find another one. So that's what we did today. We found two good candidates. Went and looked at one here locally. It was an automatic, had a blown up engine, but we'd have to, you know, basically swap this stuff into that. The other one is up north, but we can't get to it until Friday. It is a same exact thing. Literally, it's 1 year newer. It's white. It's a 5-speed manual. It was more of like a daily driver car that somebody like more so took care of. A lot cleaner body, complete like nice clean interior. You know, just a lot better platform starting off with, and something that, you know, is easier for us to kind of be proud of and take to the next level. We might end up painting it, we might not. Kind of depends on time and everything, but yeah, I guess that is up to you guys. I'm going to leave that up to you. Official poll right now, should we just send it with this one, throw a skim on the roof, skim the leather little dents on it, you know, block it twice, you know, block it once, prime it, block it again, prime it, block it again, and paint it? I mean, it'll look good. I mean, really, it will. The other thing is, should we just gut the interior, get rid of the carpet, leave the door panels, but maybe paint them black? Clean it up, make it more of a track car. That's kind of what it was supposed to be. I guess I'm kind of looking at this thing as almost like somebody could use it as a daily too. I mean, I guess the issue is more so me and just like kind of feeling bad about that. But I guess no matter what, we'll probably finish some rough bodywork on this thing and just throw some single stage on it if we do not end up keeping it. And I might throw that turbo diesel in it and use it for like a project in the future. But again, that's kind of the rough patch that we ran into today. I'm really interested to hear your opinions, and be sure to answer that poll that is going to be at the top right screen or at the end of the video or whatever. I really want to hear your opinion on it. I mean, honestly, that skim would last, or that filler on the side would last, I would say, a solid year or two, unless it got like year or two. I mean, if it got a rock chip in it, and it started to get moisture, and then it would kind of expand and crack. Other than that, I think it would last, probably 5+ years, depending if you hit anything. If somebody like debeads a tire and it starts flapping cords and goes, takes that top layer of paint, gets moisture in it, it's gonna, absorb it, it's gonna crack. I don't know, I mean, we already ordered parts for this. We're definitely sticking with a BMW 3 Series, like 4-door, basically the same exact thing. So, that's pretty much that. That's gonna be it for tonight, guys. Hopefully you guys are stoked for this whole giveaway. Again, no matter what, you're getting a track car of some sort. Again, every $5 spent on merchandise on motionautotv.com is an automatic entry for a chance to win the Take It to the Track pack, which is the truck, trailer, track car, and $3,000 cash. Don't forget we have a second and third place prize. Second place is B Series coilovers. Third place is a set of Konig wheels. Yeah, t-shirts, $25 to $30. That's between 5 and 6 entries. We have a hoodie. There's 10 entries on a hoodie. 3 entries for a key tag. We have stickers and stuff like that. So there should be kind of something out there for everybody. I am rambling. I need to get home, get this video edited, and we're bringing in the truck tomorrow. We're gonna start working on this. We're gonna not focus on this for a couple days and try to get this whole thing figured out and situated, because we are going to SEMA, so that's gonna be next week. And we're getting t-shirts in, so we gotta ship and pack and do all that type of stuff. So stay tuned on updates on the Instagram, and appreciate you guys watching, and we'll see you in a couple days or 2.